Welcome back to Hollywood Task, your number one source for the real stories happening behind the cameras. The stories that network editors leave on the cutting room floor. For years, we have watched the slow, painful, and public unraveling of the Brown family, seeing fractures turn into fissures, arguments escalate into ultimatums, and heartbreaking departures that reshaped this family. But alongside that, a second, more powerful story has been emerging. A new generation of Brown children, raised under the unblinking eye of the camera, are now seizing control of their own narratives. Gwen's incisive, often hilarious, and brutally honest YouTube commentary deconstructs the family's on-screen mythology with the authority of someone who was actually there. Pedden's unfiltered, sometimes controversial TikToks drop casual bombshells that send shockwaves through the fan community. Melty's candid Q and as with her husband Tony reveal truths that often contradict the official family line. Each of them has been speaking out, dropping breadcrumbs of honesty for a public starved for the truth for nearly 2 decades. The big question is, what if these individual voices are just the prelude? What if the scattered notes of dissent are forming a symphony of destruction? A unified chorus aimed at the patriarch who raised and ultimately failed them? The day Cody Brown has dreaded may finally be upon us. Whispers from inside sources are turning into roars that can no longer be ignored. The rumor gaining traction is that all the children from Cody's first 3 wives, Mary, Chanel, and Christine, have banded together in unprecedented solidarity. They have allegedly signed a multi-million-dollar, 8-figure book deal with a major New York publisher for a collaborative, no-holds-barred memoir. This isn't just Gwen's perspective or the grievances of one angry child. It is the unified, corroborated, definitive account from 13 people who lived inside the chaos, saw everything, and were systematically silenced for decades. Sources say Logan, Aspyn, Leon, Madison, Mikey, Hunter, Piton, Garrison, Dayton, Gwendolyn, Isabel, Gabe, and Savannah are collaborating on the final chapter of the Sister Wives saga. The working title is reportedly House of Cards: Our Life Inside Sister Wives. This book is not merely a memoir, it is a reckoning, a demolition. Cody Brown's worst nightmare is now strategic reality. His classic narcissist tactic has always been to isolate and discredit. When Christine left, he dismissed her as bitter, selfish, and dishonest. When Gabe and Garrison questioned his rules, he accused them of disrespect and manipulated them against their mother. Divide and conquer has been his method for controlling the family. But how can he possibly refute the unified, corroborated, and cross-referenced testimony of 13 of his children? Logan's measured perspective, Aspyn's diplomatic recollections, Madison's practical evidence, Isabel and Gwen's documentation of emotional trauma, they all intersect to form an undeniable indictment of paternal neglect. The children's collective voices transform individual grievances into a cohesive, irrefutable narrative. Christine's children, Aspyn, Melty, Pedden, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and truly bring the raw emotional trauma of witnessing their mother systematically devalued and ignored, culminating in the ultimate betrayal surrounding Isabel's surgery. Janelle's children, Logan, Madison, Hunter, Garrison, Gabe, and Savannah, bring the fire of righteous indignation, documenting financial frustration and broken promises. Especially regarding Coyote Pass, Mary's child, Leon, offers a deeply personal perspective on emotional neglect, conditional love, and the lifelong consequences of a fractured upbringing. Together, the 13 voices do more than tell stories, they build a case against a failed patriarch and a broken family system. Sources report the book's table of contents begins with a foreword jointly penned by Chanel and Christine, a heartfelt apology to the children for the harm caused while trapped in the plural marriage system. The chapters then dissect foundational lies, starting with the Leahy lie, What We Weren't Allowed to Say, written by Logan and Aspyn, exposing the true reasons behind the family's move from Utah, whether financial desperation or conflict with church leaders, undermining the heroic narrative presented on TV. Subsequent chapters, such as The Vegas Cul-de-sac, How Four Walls Broke a Family by Madison and Mikey, reveal the rot beneath the family's supposed golden era, documenting Robin's exclusive, lavish home and its isolating impact. Gwendolyn's The Nanny Diaries, the truth about Robin's rules exposes the hypocrisy of Cody and Robin's CO19 rules, detailing the manipulation and favoritism that created a segregated family experience. Garrison and Gabe's Coyote Passed Over, financial betrayal on the mountain, recounts the diverted funds and financial gaslighting, while Isabel's The Surgery That Severed a Family recounts her agonizing scoliosis treatment and her father's absence due to rigid COVID rules. Leon's Afterward, Breaking the Generational Curse, reflects on healing, freedom, and radical authenticity. The book would include thousands of words detailing Cody's unfiltered rage, Robyn's calculated strategies, financial manipulations, and years of systemic neglect. Anecdotes from Logan, Aspyn, Madison, Gabe, and Garrison would illustrate a consistent pattern of anger and cruelty, showing that on-camera drama was just the tip of the iceberg. Quinlan, Madison, and Melty would expose financial disparities and favoritism, documenting Robyn's early debt and the lavish lifestyle she and Cody built at the expense of the other children. Logan and Aspyn would reveal the true reasons for fleeing Utah, undermining the narrative of religious persecution and reframing it as financial mismanagement or church conflict. The publication of this book would be catastrophic for Cody and Robyn. It would dismantle their curated image, challenge their control over the narrative, and expose their actions to legal and public scrutiny. Cease and desist letters and NDA arguments would inevitably follow. But the children's status as adults, many of whom signed contracts as minors under duress, would form the backbone of their legal and moral defense. The First Amendment argument would elevate this from a family dispute to a landmark case about free speech, parental rights, and corporate responsibility, gaining overwhelming public support. Solomon and Arela, the youngest children, would be collateral damage. Raised in isolation under Cody and Robyn's nuclear-style household, they would experience a cosmic separation from the OG-13, with their parents attempting to alienate them from the older siblings. When they inevitably learn the truth years later, the cognitive dissonance would be profound. Ultimately, this book represents the final chapter of the sister wives story, written by the 13 who paid the highest price. It is the ultimate act of liberation, taking control of the narrative, and ending Cody Brown's reign as a patriarch not through network intervention, but through the unified, unfiltered voices of his children. The show, the myth, and the legacy would be irrevocably changed. The OG-13 are poised to tell their truth, and it will redefine the public's understanding of the Brown family forever. Now it's up to the Sister Wives crew. What is the #1 question you want the OG-13 to answer once and for all? Drop it in the comments.